Good evening, traders. Welcome to the weekly commodity report. I'm your host, Paul, and we will look at the usual natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and uranium. So let's start. All right, this is the 4 hour chart of the natural gas. This is the spot market. And we broke Wednesday's high down here. And with that, I now think that the third wave is in. I thought this wave coming down, they were going to make a diagonal one more time, break that 160 low one more time to finish the third wave. But given the size that they're staying here, I don't think it belongs with this wave. Now there's still the possibility that it can go down one more time to finish the third wave. So you just need to make a decision on how you're playing it. I know how I'm playing it, but the only two patterns that I see is you got still one more, but it would literally have to come down tomorrow. This pattern can't get any much bigger for it to belong to the third wave, or they're going up for the fourth wave. Now the fourth wave, it doesn't actually, price doesn't have to go a whole lot higher to get into fourth wave territory. So when I drill into like a 1 hour chart, this wave coming up doesn't look complete to me. It's not an ending diagonal. It's not one, two, oops, three, four, five. So because it's not that, um, there still has to be at least one more wave up. So that's what's making me lean that the third wave is now in and that we're in the fourth wave. And so there's a couple of patterns that I could see be playing out. This could turn into a running flat. So you came up, and then this was just a three wave move. And then this is going to be something, some kind of B pattern. And then at some point you would get a sharp C wave and then still back up to break the high. So that's one pattern. There's several. So I like the running flat as a pattern. The other one is that's like the A and that's a B, and then they're just going to make a really long C wave, kind of similar to what we had over in this thing, where you had, like an A, a B, and then just dragged it, way up. Now I don't know. I don't think this fourth wave is going to get quite as impulsive as that ending did for that second wave. So yeah, so we just got to watch it, but it's definitely not. That can't be the top because there isn't five waves up here yet. So still see a little bit more up for natural gas, and we'll have to see exactly what type of pattern they're going to make in this fourth wave. But all I see still is that we got to come down one more time. All right, oil. Oil finally broke that high that they set back in late January. And just like natural gas, this doesn't look complete because this is not an ending diagonal. The third wave is too short. So same thing with oil, that this isn't complete. I don't see how that could be the top, what they set today, 79.58. So again, there's either going to be like some kind of a running flat here being created, and price should pretty much from right where it is about now spike back up to um, to finish this last piece, because it looks to me like this, they made like just a little uh, flat pattern in here. So I would want to see five ways on this side. So when I zoom out then to the 4 hour, there's really only two patterns that I see, because we've got A, B, C. I think that's W, and then we had this A, B, C. And that's why then I think that this is going to be like an A, B, and a C. So to me, that looks like WXY, which means very likely that we could get a three-wave move down for that X wave and then go back up for the Z wave. So I think oil has a really good potential of just being contained in this zone for weeks probably. You know, we've been down here since what, mid-December, just kind of going nowhere. But I think we can still do that for some time because it's just a three ways. Now the only other pattern that I see, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but if this third wave were to get kind of strong, it would have to get strong because then you could be in the beginning of like a leading diagonal, and then that ABC, that's one, that was two, and then up here this will be three, and then they'll come down for four, still go up for five, give a correction, and then still up. But it's possible. We'll have to see the termination point of this third wave, because if it just kind of creeps up and stays below, I'd say 82, and then we get a bigger three-wave correction, then I think that this is just WXYX, and then they'll go up probably for a Z wave. So let's watch the length, or the termination point of this wave here. If they push up into above 82, this could well be the start of a leading diagonal. But if it just gets above 79.58, gets a little higher, maybe 80, and then rejects, then I think that's WXY, and then the only question is, are they going to go down from here, or they're going to just kind of stall and still go back up before they ultimately go break the low. All right, moving on to the metals. Copper. So I re-looked at this wave coming up. I thought it was 5 waves. I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I re-looked at this last piece though, there's this little right here, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So this is just a big ABC. And because of that, I really only see, go out to a daily, really only see 2 patterns playing out. This ABC was all the correction, and now they're in the start of a diagonal. So this ABC to here was 1, and this ABC is 2. And then copper's just going to drift on down and come down for 3, 4, and a 5. So that's the bear count. And then on the flip side, it could be, well, we could be in a couple of patterns for bullish, but that could be ABC for 1, and then this is ABC for 2. And then that's ABC like a micro or 1 level less, and that's a 1, and then they're in the process of creating, like, you know, the ABC for a 2, and then still going up for 3, 4, and a 5 that way. So I think the key levels to watch on copper are obviously the low, 365 on February 8th, and then this high up here of 3908. Because if they kind of correct and then still go back up and break that, then I think that this is going to come and break the high. But obviously, if this just keeps drifting down, and then definitely if they take that out, then they're in the process of creating the third wave for a diagonal to go down. So copper's in a tough spot right here to trade. You'd have to have high conviction if you're not already in to want to enter a trade. I think a break of one of those two will help out, because right now I see this ABC up, and then there is a little ABC down. So it's possible that, you know, we got a 1 and a 2, but I'd want to see the break of that to confirm that we're going up for a 3, 4, and a 5. All right, gold. All right, so as I said last week, I think there's a diagonal coming down, but gold got a little stronger than I thought. So I think this is ABC for 1, and that's ABC for 2, and then this ABC, I think that's 3, but literally we got an A, B, and then a C right there. That would have to be 4. So gold, I don't think can go and break that high, 2041, because if they do, then there's a more likelihood that this is just a WXY correction, and then they're going to come up and not only break 2065, but they'll probably go and break 2088. I'm still leaning towards them going down to break not only 1984 but 1972. But this fourth wave has come much higher than I thought. So gold literally is going to have to like stop where it is right here and start to get impulsive going down for that to be the case. Because if they do break 2041, I think it's getting just a little too high for a fourth wave. And then obviously if they break 2065, then that invalidates it. And this is just a WXY correction. So yeah, key level to watch is 2041, but I think gold should be reversing here. So let's see. Silver. So silver is just getting stuck here. Last week I said that I think this is just 1, 2, 3 for 1, and then there is 3 waves right here. Little 1, 2, and 3. But I didn't think, because it was so sharp and so quick, I thought they were going to make a 1, 2, 3, and then they started coming up, and I thought that was going to come up and break, and then they would reverse. This too is starting to get awfully low. Now it could still go back up one more time, but for me, I'd only be looking for sell setups because I think silver's got to come and break this 2066, and I think that's one. That's a really shallow 2, but it's possible. But that the 2 is in, and now they're already starting to come down for the 3. So obviously, if they break 2191, then you know that the third wave is in, and then I would expect a 4 and then a 5 to break it. Now they could be making a really really ugly pattern here, that this ABC is just the A wave. This was the B wave. And now they're just going to trickle it down and break that 2191. And all of that will just be the first wave. And then you'll get a true second wave, and then followed by 3, 4, and 5. So I'd only be looking for sell setups, but I don't know if I'd be selling necessarily right here, because I think there is a possibility that if they do just break it, it could reverse into a bigger correction before they go. So I think you're going to get a chance to sell above 23.49. Just a matter of, are they going to come up now and then reverse it, or are they going to come down before and then make a bigger correction? So this is quite ugly. This is quite hard to trade in right in here. There's no clear direction. But let's see. And I think with PCE coming out tomorrow, I think that's going to cause a lot of volatility in all the markets, the stock market, gold, silver. So I think we could get, either a quick flash up and then they'll spike it down, or it'll be the opposite. They'll do a quick spike, take out that low, and then they'll come up for the second wave, but then eventually reverse it for 3, 4, and 5 down. All right, so that's silver. Oops. And uranium. So, I've been saying that I was wondering if this fifth wave was in, and this fifth wave is awfully short compared to the rest of these waves. And I thought that that would be just the A wave, and then you get a B, and then one more back up. But given the depth of this, now they didn't break that 2663 low on this chart, but boy, it sure looks like they're going to. So obviously, if they break that 2663 on here, that confirms the five waves are in. So now I've zoomed out, I looked at this, and if we look at the weekly chart of uranium, it's at an interesting place here. So obviously came way down from 2011. So there's two ways to look at it. So a bear is going to go, okay, this big down wave just needed a correction. And you had a 1, 2, and now we just had 5 waves up, assuming that the fifth wave is complete. So that'd just be an ABC. So a bear is going to look at that and go, there's your ABC correction, and now we come all the way down to break the low. I don't see that happening, but there's definitely going to be a bear who's going to see that. So that's the bear count. And then there's several bullish counts. The most obvious would be that this is 1, 2, 3, and that's just the first wave. And now they're going to come down in 3 for 2, and then reverse it and go up for 3, and then 4 and 5. That's one count, one pattern that I see playing out. And then the other pattern is, this is obviously one wave, and then this was an ABC. And then this 5 wave move up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is just going to make a shallow correction. And actually, they're actually already in this zone for a shallow correction. And then this will be A, B, C. So you got an A, B, C for the A, B, C for the B, and then you get a sharp spike down for the C wave before you go. So big running flat, and just give you this kind of a look. So those are the two patterns that I favor for uranium. I doubt that it goes all the way down to break the low, but who knows? I'd only be looking for buy setups, and it's just a matter of which pattern is going to play out. And right now, I don't see any buy setup. So if we go back in down to like a 1 hour chart, I mean, it's just been straight down. I mean, it did come into this zone. So, if it comes and breaks that low, that would be a 3-wave correction. Be a little bit nicer if it kind of came up one more time, give a bigger ABC, and then came down, and then I'd be looking for buy setups. So I'd only be looking for buy setups after it breaks 2684, but because that's just too impulsive. I don't see that being a correction. But we still don't have even confirmation that this fifth wave is in. Not until they break 2663 would we know. Because if they do just all of a sudden reverse this up, this could still all be just part of the fifth wave. That was the A. Somehow this is the B, and then they're coming back up for the C. So let's see what pattern plays out. But only looking for buy setups, and if you can get it under 2684, I think that would make a lot of sense. All right, that's what I see on the commodities. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your likes and support. I'll see you in the next video.